Okay, this is study guide 4, question number 7. A bit string is a finite sequence of zeros and ones. Question A is how many bit strings have a length of 5? So I'm going to put 5 dashes here. And I'm going to mark each one with the place it's in. First, that was supposed to be a T. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay. Now the question is, how many choices do we have for this first place? Well, they tell us in the beginning, a bit string is a finite sequence of zeros and ones. So this can either be 0 or 1. So how many choices do we have? We have 2 choices. It's either one or the other. And this is true for each of these characters. This can either be a 0 or 1. This can either be a 0 or 1. 0, 1, 0, 1. So how do we find this? Well, we multiply these numbers together. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So A is 32. Let's see if, of course not. I'm going to use part of this again. Okay. So part B is how many bit strings of length 5 begin with 3 zeros? So how many choices do we have? So it begins with 3 zeros. So this one has to be a 0. This one has to be a 0, and this one has to be a 0. This one can be either 0 or 1, and this one can be either 0 or 1. So how many choices do we have for the first character? Well, it has to be a 0. We only have one choice. Same thing for the second character, right? It has to be 0. We only have one choice. How about the third? We only have one choice again. For fourth, it can be either 0 or 1, so we have 2 choices. And for fifth, we have 2 choices, that's 2. So 1 times 2 is 4. So B is number 4. That's the number 4. Okay. Okay, and then how many strings of length 5 begin and end with a 1? So this has to be a 1, and this has to be a 1. This one can be either 0 or 1. This one can be either 0 or 1. And this one can be either 0 or 1. So how many choices do we have here? Well, it has to be a 1. We only have one choice. In the second place, we have 0 or 1, so we have 2 choices. For the third, we have 2 choices. For the fourth, we have 2 choices. And for the fifth, again, it has to be a 1, so we only have one choice. 1 times 2 times 2 times 1 is 8. And that's it for this question.